Leo, listen closely because what you are about to hear could change the way you see yourself and the life you are living. From September 13th to 15th, a sacred alignment is opening above you, and it carries with it an unexpected gift from God, the gift of forever youth. This is not the youth of your 20s, the fleeting glow of smooth skin and carefree days, but a supernatural renewal that infuses your spirit with fire, your heart with passion, and your body with fresh vitality. It is a reminder from the heavens that you are not forgotten, you are not fading, and your brightest light has not been spent. You are standing at the threshold of a new beginning, and your age, your scars, your years of survival are not barriers but qualifications for the blessing that is now arriving. You may have wondered, standing in front of the mirror, where the fire in your eyes went. You may have looked at your reflection and thought the world only values the young, the unwrinkled, the untired, while you quietly carry stories that few could bear. I know the weight of those moments, because I too have felt them. I too have asked late at night, has God left me behind while blessing others? And the truth I discovered is the truth you need to embrace today. The sun does not age, Leo. The sun never stops burning. It shifts seasons, it changes angles, but its power never diminishes. You, child of the sun, are exactly the same. This gift of forever youth is not about turning back the clock. It is about unlocking the power that has always been in you, waiting for the right season to erupt. The wrinkles on your face are not punishments. They are crowns of wisdom. The silver in your hair is not surrender. It is the glow of experience. Your aches are not the signal to quit. They are reminders that you have fought and survived battles that others could not. And now, in this season, heaven is declaring that your survival was preparation. Your years of waiting were seasoning. Your hidden tears were watering the soil of a new life that is ready to break through the surface. When the sun of your sign meets the expansive blessings of Jupiter in this window of September 13th to 15th, you will feel something shift inside you. It may come in a dream that revives an old desire. It may come in an unexpected burst of energy when you thought you had none left. It may come in the sudden courage to love again, whether that means loving yourself more fully, opening your heart to someone new, or embracing the life you thought had passed you by. These are not coincidences. They are divine signals. They are the whisper of God saying, I am not done with you, not even close. Leo, do not scroll past this. Do not dismiss what you are hearing as another passing message. This is a divine appointment. This is heaven calling your name. And if you feel even a spark of truth igniting inside your chest right now, I invite you to claim it. Write in the comments, I receive my gift, or simply type 777 as a declaration that you are ready for this renewal. Do not underestimate the power of agreement, because when you declare your readiness, heaven takes notice. I want to pause for a moment to thank you for being here. Your presence is not an accident. Every time you show up, every time you listen with an open heart, every like, every comment, every word you share helps these messages of hope and healing reach others who desperately need them. You are not just a viewer, you are part of a living community of chosen ones who are awakening together. And I want you to know, your support fuels this journey. It allows these words to reach those who are crying out in the dark. So stay with me, Leo. Do not walk away from what is being revealed in this moment. Because the truth is this, your story is not ending, it is only beginning. What you thought was lost is being restored. What you thought was gone is being reborn. From September 13th to 15th, the unexpected gift from God is being released over your life, and if you are willing to receive it, you will step into a renewal that will leave you radiant, purposeful, and alive in ways you may not have believed possible. The only question is, will you believe it, and will you claim it? If your heart says yes, confirm it in the comments right now, and let us walk into this miracle together. Leo, let me take you deeper into this moment because I know what it feels like to stand in front of the mirror and not recognize the person staring back. The tired lines, the weight around your eyes, the quiet thought that maybe the best years are already behind you. It can sting, especially in a world that parades youth as the ultimate standard of value. You scroll through pictures of faces untouched by time and wonder why society gives them the spotlight while your own story is quietly pushed aside. But here's the truth I want you to hold on to tonight. Those lines on your face are not the end of your story. They are the evidence that you have lived, endured, and survived. They are chapters, not conclusions. I have walked through that same questioning. Age does not always bring with it more peace, sometimes it carries more emptiness. You can live decades and still wake up at night asking yourself if you have missed something essential, if what once made your heart race is gone forever. And yet, Leo, you are the sign of the sun. The sun never burns out. It does not vanish when clouds pass. It shifts seasons. It angles differently in the sky, but it remains the source of light that keeps the world alive. You are the same. Your essence was never about staying frozen in time. Your essence is about evolving, radiating in new ways, showing that true brilliance is not measured by smoothness of skin but by the fire that still burns within. Think of the battles you have faced, the heartbreaks you carried in silence, the illnesses you overcame, the mornings you pulled yourself out of bed when every muscle told you not to. Do you see what that mirror refuses to show you? Every wrinkle is not decay, it is a victory mark. Every gray hair is not surrender, it is the crown of resilience. Sometimes the world whispers that you are past your prime, but ask yourself this. When did survival become something to be ashamed of? When did experience stop being valuable? Your scars are not signs of decline. They are living proof that you are still here, stronger than what tried to break you. I say this not as theory but as someone who has been where you are. I have had nights where I felt invisible, when it seemed like everyone else had momentum while I was stuck watching life through the window. But what I learned and what I want you to know is that those feelings are not a sentence. They are a signal. A signal that something deeper is stirring, something waiting to be claimed. You may think time has stolen your energy, but what if that energy is not lost? What if it is only waiting for you to decide that you are ready to use it again? So I ask you now, what if your reflection is not telling you the truth? What if the tiredness you see is not a warning of fading, but the residue of all the battles you have already fought? And what if underneath that, there is still a reservoir of strength waiting to rise? Imagine seeing those lines not as reminders of what is gone, but as evidence of all you have endured to arrive at this very moment. That shift alone, that decision to see yourself differently, can spark something extraordinary. You are not a sunset, Leo. You are a sunrise disguised in later hours, and the moment you recognize that, you begin to carry yourself differently. You speak differently. You breathe differently. And you start to attract the opportunities, the connections, the second chances that align with your true nature. That is why this season matters. It is not about chasing youth. it is about reclaiming vitality. It is about understanding that the sun of your sign has never stopped burning. It has only been waiting for you to rise with it. If this is stirring something inside you, if even a small voice is whispering that there is more ahead, I want you to write in the comments, "I am still burning." Let the world know that your story is far from finished. Let yourself hear those words echo back to you, because the moment you claim them, you will feel the truth of it rising in your chest. Leo, this is the part of the journey where the message from above begins to reveal itself. Between September 13th and 15th, the Sun, which rules your sign, forms a powerful trine with Jupiter, the planet of abundance and expansion. This is not just another astrological node in the sky, it is a sacred alignment that opens a gate of blessing specifically for you. When the Sun and Jupiter harmonize like this, it feels as though a great light is turned on inside you, reminding you of everything you thought was gone but is still alive, waiting. Some of you may feel this in dreams that come out of nowhere, dreams where you see yourself dancing, singing, or laughing as if your body has been renewed. Others may wake up one morning and realize that the heaviness they have carried for so long feels lighter, as though a hand you cannot see has lifted it from your chest. These are not random coincidences. They are signals, and if you pay attention, you will know you are being chosen for renewal. I say this with the conviction of someone who has lived long enough to know that hope does not always arrive with fanfare. Sometimes it shows up quietly, in the simplest shifts: your breath feeling deeper, your mind a little clearer, your energy flowing again after months of feeling stuck. That is how Jupiter works when it partners with the Sun. It does not force, it magnifies. It takes whatever spark still burns in you and gives it room to grow into a flame again. For Leo, this means your natural vitality is being restored, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. In tarot, the card that belongs to you is the Sun. That image of a radiant child riding freely beneath a shining sun is not about age or physical appearance. It is about the fire inside that cannot be extinguished by years or by circumstance. When the Sun shows up during this cosmic alignment, it is the universe's way of saying, your true youth is not measured in numbers, it is measured in passion, joy, and light. You are not defined by what the mirror reflects, but by the flame that still moves you to get up, to love, to create, to dream again. Think of it this way: you may have felt forgotten, as if your story was background noise while the world celebrated others. But these days of alignment are designed to remind you that you are not overlooked. You are being singled out. You are the chosen one in this season, and your role is not to fade but to shine brighter. That inner whisper that you keep hearing, the one that says you still have something to give, something to live for, that is the Sun speaking through you. And Jupiter is here to amplify that whisper until it becomes a roar you can no longer ignore. I know it may sound too simple when I say, pay attention to your dreams, or notice the ease returning to your body. But those small signs are often the first steps toward great change. If you have had a dream recently where you felt yourself younger, moving freely, laughing without fear, I encourage you to share it in the comments. If you have caught yourself humming, or suddenly felt energy you didn't expect, tell your story. These are signals that you are in the flow of something larger than yourself, and by speaking them out loud, you anchor them into reality. Do not underestimate the importance of this. The more you acknowledge the signs, the stronger they become. You are not imagining this season. It is real. It is a turning point. And when you accept that, when you say yes to what is being offered, you will discover that forever youth is not about trying to go back to who you were. It is about awakening to who you are meant to be right now, radiant, purposeful, and alive with a vitality that comes from within. So I ask you, Leo, are you ready to believe that you are chosen? If you feel even a flicker of that truth stirring, declare it. Write in the comments, I receive my blessing, and let this alignment become the chapter where your renewal truly begins. Leo, let's pause here and look at what forever youth truly means, because it is easy to confuse it with a wish to rewind time. This season of blessing is not about turning you back into who you were at 20. It is about awakening to the truth that youth is not bound to a number. It is a living energy, a freshness of spirit, a readiness to step into life with curiosity instead of resignation. That is the gift being offered now. Think of it this way, the lines on your face are not proof that life has left you behind, they are the crown of someone who has survived storms others could not. The silver in your hair is not a signal of decline but a halo that carries wisdom earned through decades of living. These are not marks of loss. They are symbols of strength, and when you choose to see them that way, everything about how you carry yourself changes. You no longer shrink from the mirror. You begin to recognize yourself as the sun that never stops shining, only shifting its angle with each season. Forever youth, in its truest sense, comes from honoring both body and spirit. And sometimes that begins with very simple choices. Feed your body in ways that remind it you care. Fresh fruits, leafy greens, clean water, and the vitamins that your body actually needs are not luxuries, they are love in action. Even 20 minutes of walking a day can stir your circulation, lift your mood, and whisper to your cells that life is still moving forward. Do not underestimate the power of those small steps, because they are seeds that grow into energy you can feel. And then there is the care of your mind. Many people lose youth not because their bodies fail, but because their thoughts harden. Every morning, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you are grateful for. It might seem trivial, but gratitude reprograms the way your mind interacts with the world. Instead of focusing on what has been taken, you start to notice what is still alive. That awareness itself is vitality. It renews your perspective, softens your heart, and draws opportunities to you. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you have a choice. You can agree with the world that tells you your best years are behind you, or you can dare to see what life still sees in you. Forever youth does not begin in the gym, or in bottles, or in numbers. It begins the moment you choose to see yourself through the lens of possibility instead of limitation. I ask you, Leo, are you willing to look at your reflection differently? Can you see the crown in your wrinkles and the halo in your silver hair? Can you believe that you are still alive not by accident, but because there is more light for you to carry into this world? That shift of vision is where forever youth begins. It is not denial of age but the embrace of life as it still flows through you. So here is your invitation. Choose today to treat yourself as someone worth investing in. Choose to walk, to breathe deeper, to eat what nourishes, to give thanks for the morning. Do these things not because you are trying to fight time, but because you are ready to live aligned with it. That is the meaning of forever youth. It is not a race backward but a declaration forward. If you feel ready to embrace that, write in the comments I choose renewal, and let this be the day you begin to step into your next season with vitality. Leo, this is the moment where expectation turns into something real, where the idea of blessing becomes tangible. You've carried the weight of wondering if life has passed you by, but the truth is, Something new is already forming in your path. The unexpected gift is not just a poetic phrase, it's an energy shift that shows up in very real ways. It begins in your body, because when the Sun and Jupiter align for you, vitality is the first gift. Many of you will feel as if your energy has been reset from the inside out, like waking up from a long sleep you didn't even know you were in. That heaviness you've carried, the fatigue, the slow mornings, the lack of motivation can suddenly lift. It's not magic in the sense of escaping reality, it's renewal, your cells remembering what it feels like to be alive with purpose again. This is how the universe reminds you that your body was never designed just to exist, but to move, to breathe, to express life. The second gift often arrives where we least expect it, in the realm of finances and material support. For Leo, this is a time when doors that seemed locked can suddenly crack open. Maybe it's an opportunity at work, maybe a forgotten investment starts paying back, or perhaps it comes through someone extending generosity just when you needed it. Even something as simple as a message on your phone or a conversation over coffee can turn into the seed of financial growth. Don't dismiss these moments as small. They are signs that you have not been forgotten, that provision is still part of your journey. Money itself is not the point, it's the reassurance that you are supported, that you're still meant to keep building, creating, and thriving. The third gift touches the soul, and in many ways, it is the most powerful of all. It is the return of dreams you once buried, the passions you pushed aside because you thought you were too old, too late, or too tired to try again. But when this gift arrives, you'll feel an awakening inside. Suddenly that book you always wanted to write calls to you again, or you feel the urge to travel, or maybe you find yourself ready to open your heart to love in ways you thought were no longer possible. These dreams are not dead. They have been waiting, incubating, and now they are ready to re-enter your life with more strength than before. Sometimes these gifts come in small packages. A simple phone call can lead to a reunion you didn't know you needed. A job offer may appear that pulls you out of a routine you had outgrown. A chance meeting with someone could open a door to healing and opportunity. These are the quiet ways life rearranges itself to show you that you are still chosen, still relevant, still in motion. You don't have to chase them frantically. Your task is simply to stay alert, receptive, and willing to believe that good is meant for you. The truth is, this season between September 13th and 15th is less about chasing and more about receiving. When you lean into that mindset, when you stop fighting time and start embracing possibility, you align yourself with the flow of these blessings. They come not as random luck, but as confirmation that your journey is still unfolding. So here is your invitation, Leo. If you believe that this unexpected gift is already making its way toward you, declare it. Say it out loud, write it down, type it in the comments, I receive it. That act is not just words, it's alignment, it's you telling the universe you're ready, open, and willing. And when you do that, you will feel the energy shift, because the gifts of health, financial support, and spiritual renewal are not just coming, they are already here, waiting for you to step forward and claim them. Leo, there's something about symbols and colors that speaks directly to the subconscious, bypassing logic and reminding the soul of what it already knows. When you look at a sunflower, for instance, you see more than just a flower, you see a living reminder that no matter how dark the night has been, it always turns its face toward the sun. That's the energy you're being asked to embrace right now. Your spirit, like that sunflower, carries the ability to rise, to orient itself toward light, and to refuse to be defined by the shadows behind it. Every time you bring that image into your space, whether it's placing fresh sunflowers in your home or simply pausing to notice one on the street, you are training your mind to remember that renewal is always possible. The same is true with color. Gold and red are not just shades for the eye, they are carriers of vibration. Gold glows with vitality, a symbol of the eternal spark that does not fade with age. It represents worth, not the kind measured by the world, but the inner radiance that time cannot diminish. Red, on the other hand, is pure life force. It stirs passion, determination, and the courage to step into a new beginning. Wearing these colors, even in small ways, a scarf, a bracelet, a shirt, becomes more than fashion. It's a ritual, a conscious act of aligning your outer life with the inner energy that's waking up inside you. Numbers, too, hold power. The number 777 has echoed across traditions as a sign of divine alignment, but even beyond spiritual language, it functions as a marker of readiness. When you write 777, when you see it appear, when you say it aloud, you're signaling to yourself that you are prepared for what is unfolding. It becomes an anchor, reminding you that you're not drifting aimlessly but stepping into a rhythm designed for your growth. These small choices, symbols, colors, numbers are not about superstition. They're about focus, and focus is what transforms intention into reality. To bring this down to the everyday, try this. On September 13th to 15th, choose one action that connects you to this energy. Maybe it's wearing something golden when you leave the house. Maybe it's putting a sunflower in your kitchen so you see it first thing in the morning. Maybe it's pausing to write down an affirmation that says, "I am chosen, I receive the gift of renewal, I rise again." Don't just repeat the words, feel them. Imagine them taking root in your body, in your bones, in your breath. The act of writing is not trivial. It imprints the intention deeper into your awareness, making it harder to forget when doubt tries to creep in. And then, make it communal. Share your affirmation in the comments, not as a performance, but as a declaration. When you write something like "I claim my forever youth" or "I open myself to new energy," you're not only speaking to yourself, you're joining your voice to others. That collective energy becomes a chorus, amplifying your belief and reminding you that you are not walking this path alone. Practical steps can seem too simple to matter, but it's often the simplest rituals that open the biggest doors. Colors shift mood. Symbols trigger memory. Numbers create alignment. Words spoken with conviction rewire thought patterns. These tools are not replacements for effort, but they are companions, nudging you back to truth when your reflection tries to tell you otherwise. So as you move through these days, let the sunflower remind you to turn toward light. Let gold and red reignite your vitality and passion. Let 777 anchor your readiness, and let your words declare who you are becoming. Each small act adds up, each choice becomes part of the larger transformation already unfolding. If you're ready to claim it, take a moment now. Write your own affirmation in the comments, let it be your voice echoing out into the world, and know that the energy you release will find its way back to you multiplied. Leo, as we arrive at the close of this journey together, take a moment to remember where we began. You started with the weight of doubt, with the question of whether your best days were behind you, whether age or circumstance had stolen the fire from your spirit. Along the way, we uncovered the truth that the universe has been whispering to you: you are not forgotten, you are not finished, and from September 13th to 15th, a powerful alignment is opening that carries an unexpected gift: the renewal of forever youth. This is not about chasing the past, It is about awakening to a deeper vitality that has been waiting inside you, ready to be lived out in new ways. Think back on the path we walked together in this message. We acknowledged the fears that come from looking in the mirror and not recognizing the person reflected back. We explored the signs in the heavens, the trine of the Sun and Jupiter, reminding you that abundance, energy, and joy are yours to reclaim. We redefined what youth really means, not a number on a page but a fire in your heart, a readiness to rise with courage and creativity. And we spoke of the gifts waiting for you: healing in your body, opportunity in your finances, renewal in your spirit. Finally, we grounded it with symbols, colors, numbers, and affirmations you can weave into your daily life, because lasting change is born from simple choices made consistently. Now the question rests with you. How will you take this message and make it your own? Will you continue to see yourself as a victim of time, or will you claim your place as the creator of new light in your life? Can you look at your reflection and choose to see strength instead of decline, resilience instead of loss? These are not just abstract questions, they are choices that can reshape how you live tomorrow morning, how you carry yourself through the week, how you approach opportunities that knock on your door. I want you to ask yourself honestly, what dream did you once set aside because you thought it was too late? What desire did you bury because you believed the world had moved past you? And more importantly, are you willing to believe that those dreams can still live, that they can return even stronger than before? Write them down, speak them aloud, and share them in the comments. Sometimes declaring your intention is the first step toward giving it life again. As someone who has walked through these questions myself, I can tell you with certainty, you are capable of more than you realize. You carry the energy of the sun within you, and the sun never ages, never fades, never loses its ability to rise. This is your reminder that you hold the power to reset, to rise again, to embrace renewal as your natural state. Thank you for choosing to spend your time here at Eternal Mindfulness. Every view, every like, every comment, and every subscription is not just support, it is a ripple that helps these messages reach others who are searching for hope and clarity. Your presence here matters. It means you are part of a community that chooses light, growth, and transformation. So if this message has touched something inside you, if you feel even a spark of recognition, I encourage you to stay with that feeling. Let it guide your next step. Like this video, subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness, and share it with someone you care about, someone who may need the reminder that renewal is possible for them too. And most of all, write 777 in the comments as your declaration that you are ready to receive the unexpected gift of forever youth, ready to rise into your next chapter with vitality and purpose. The universe has already extended the invitation. The only question left is, will you say yes?